Okay, now people are probably gonna wonder why I look like a bum. And that's because I'm a millennial. And I just come from the internet, which all millennials use, even though most millennials don't show themselves on the internet, to just inform you all that the whole Gen Z versus millennial shit gets me annoyed, mostly because most millennials, firstly, aren't funny, because most millennials at this point just want to hold a gun, participate in a war, do grown ass man stuff. And most of our women that you see on the internet are probably from Dead Brain, Minnesota, or somewhere else, Arkansas, or some state that really doesn't hold its weight in actually any brain capacity, even in the United States, which is not saying a lot. Not that comparing other countries to the United States actually means that they have a higher brain capacity, IQ, or even EQ for that point. No, it just not the USA. So by media standards, those countries are better because some person, again, on the internet says so. But what really gets me annoyed is that most people swear at millennials, and what you don't realize is millennials, first up, millennial humor is for a reason non existent because we millennials exist to just hold a gun while all you cowards write your jokes so we can go participate in a war. And before you ask me why I'm not in a war, first up, I went to a psychiatrist once, have a mental diagnosis. I'm not qualified to go in the army. Even if I was, I highly doubt that the army of my home country would even allow me to wear the uniform without first mocking me intentionally for being, kind of weak. Yeah, I can get in shape if I officially serve there, but I think for the first let's say 4 months of me being in the army, I would probably turn out physically dead somewhere by my comrades in arms, so to say, because let me tell you, I come from a country where looking like me will get you beat up in the middle of the street, and absolutely no one will hold you accountable. They'll probably shake your hand. So I'm here to tell you, don't make fun of millennials, because the more you make fun of us, the less we're gonna lift a finger, the more woke the world is gonna get, and the more complaints you're gonna have for, wars existing in the world, you not being able to stop illegal immigration or anything. And let me tell you, do you know what's going on in Ukraine at the moment? That just us millennials, we personally have to go there as mercenaries and save Ukraine so that Russia doesn't just turn around and slap your hands off the keyboard and say, hey, Gen Z, guess what? Russia can now, do a lot of things that you still haven't majored to figure out how to counter. Next time you insult a millennial, keep in mind that the less you allow us millennials to actually do anything and the more funny you want us to get, the more idiots like Trump and, let me say it openly, Harris and Biden, because every single person that has been a candidate for president of the United States in the last, let's say, 12 years has been a complete joke no matter what party they come from, the more of these idiots you're gonna have to deal with. Now, I was planning to make this short and it's only about 4 minutes long. And for a first YouTube video, it will have to do. I'm gonna basically have to chop this up on my iPhone. And for the first time ever, I'm gonna have to edit a video. So if I miss a few swear words here and there, YouTube forgive me, but I cannot stand how arrogant a generation that honestly grew up with technology they stole from us while we also were the same age as them and had. Because keep in mind, you were born with an iPhone in your hands, but we were born with a cellular phone that also had an internet browser but could record clips that we had to edit after we exported the clip to our personal computer or Macintosh in case you were really rich in Europe or even in America. Because let's face it, you Gen Z idiots don't know a thing about technology. We had the same technology as you twice as educated in it. And the more you claim you have to be funny, the more we're gonna claim that you have to pick up that M16 and go to Ukraine for as a mercenary instead of us. Let's see how long you live in a trench, Gen Z, funny comedian type stuff of a generation. With all that said, I hope we can make peace. And don't bother me with hate comments. Even if you want, you can probably just trace me, slit my throat. I don't care. It doesn't make you automatically correct for you being able to physically harm me because, let's face it, if you were holding firearms, you'd probably be dead, even if I was shooting with my left hand. And I apologize for the threats, but I know that I'm gonna get a lot of hate comments for this video. But the more drama I gather over an obvious talking point, meaning that you have to stop beating around the bush over something that completely doesn't affect the country, because I don't see how millennials growing a sense of humor for Gen Z to bear will fix the economy or get us better presidential candidates or anything. That won't fix the situation. That will just make you grow on YouTube more or less. And frankly, I don't care about that. So you have yourself a nice day with that fabled sense of humor that wastes my time on the internet while I completely rot my brains out because I have nothing else to do. And yeah, bring it on.